Hi guys. So I want to start off by thanking you to those who reached out to me and offered their support after my Melbourne Cup Day video regarding all the pregnancy losses and miscarriages that I've had throughout the year, and thank you for your support during that time. Someone brought something up about, I should do something to honour the baby, and I did. I made this a week after the baby had died, and I kind of made it for the other babies that have died as well previous to that. The flowers got a bit squashed in the cupboard, unfortunately. So yes, I was going to do a little flip through it. So I'll put a trigger warning here because there are some images that may be distressing to some people, and there are also some photographs that I am going to cover up with a bit of paper, just because I do not want to look at the other person in that photograph. They were the person that got me pregnant and abused me for the fact that I miscarried and refused to support me when I had to go to the hospital to have the procedure done to, deliver the dead fetus. So anyway, this is a little book. It's a little scrapbook that I made. It normally is done up, but yeah, that's the front of it. The back's, pretty plain. So this was the actual fetus that died. So I'm covering up my details there. But that was the ultrasound that confirmed it was a non-viable pregnancy. And that's the only real photo that I've got of that little baby, and it's not glued down. So this was me at about 7 to 8 weeks pregnant with that baby. And I did a bit of journaling about it. How I requested for a blood test and then was in shock when it came back that I was pregnant. And, when the shock of finding out that I did conceive a baby naturally wore off, I was happy. But then within 24 hours of that, I was miscarrying. So it was a real emotional roller coaster ride. This was me in the hospital miscarrying. And the doctors basically, they couldn't confirm it, but they basically told us it wasn't looking good and, not to have high hopes about the pregnancy. That's my hospital armband. That's where they struggled to get the drip in to my arm, and it took 3 different doctors and seven different spots, and an hour and a half later for them to be able to get a drip in and take some blood and hydrate me because I was nil by mouth because of the procedure. And then I took photos of all the bruising and stuff afterwards. I was very, very bruised up. I've got photographs here of my hospital letters and the actual diagnosis. I'm covering that up because it's got to go. The next page, I prepared myself basically to miscarry that same night because they told me it wasn't looking good and that would be a miscarriage that would happen in the next couple of days. And yes, my daughter, when she came, someone else had to pick her up from school, and when she came to the hospital to see me, she bought a pretty little red flower for me. So that appeared in the photograph, and I documented that, obviously. The only photo I have of the baby. And yes, and then over here I did a little rest in peace baby. I only knew you for 2 days, using the same photo again, just a different frame on it. Okay, this is the trigger warning part for the gory photos. But basically, you know, I won't show you too much of that side. But I've got it here, you know, what that little embryo would have looked like. And then, yeah, a Google image of a 7-week-old fetus or embryo, whatever. So I documented all that. I've got some quotes on this page. Waiting for the miscarriage to be confirmed was agony. I felt like I was waiting for something that wasn't going to happen. So some little quotes there that I found and printed out. Again, blood test results, more documents of the miscarriage, and, you know, the fact that the miscarriage was taking too long, so then the doctor sent me to the hospital for a D&C. So that's all kind of documented. Yeah, my HCG pregnancy levels were dropping. I'm just going to cover up a face here. So I made matching bracelets, blue and pink, for the miscarriage colours, boy and girl. So I've still got that bracelet. And yeah, you know, that was my Facebook announcement, you know, that we were expecting a child, but then we weren't. And then I was angry at God, so I added in that little quote about if God existed, well, you know, he's the most horrible abortionist of all. That was just a photo of me wearing the bracelet afterwards, and then I wrote about the bracelets that we made. And then I think I need to cover up another face on this page. Yes, I do. So again, a bit of journaling, and I just wrote about I just added some little quotes there. And then my daughter and the person that got me pregnant and myself wore black armbands a few days later to signify that we were in mourning for our loss, and we took photos of that to document it. And these were my other embryos that I had frozen that I had to destroy, and that's the only photo I have of them. So yeah, that was all documented in this little journal as well. And then I came up with some tattoo ideas, which I haven't gone ahead and gotten, but yeah, I documented those ideas in there. And then I've got here my medical certificates, because I had to take time off counselling because I couldn't deal with clients. I was too upset, and I don't know what this is. Oh, that's just a spare pretty bit of paper that I was obviously going to use for something and didn't. And then I've also kept in there the place where I did my counselling practice. They wrote me a get well card, and everybody signed it and put all these well wishes and stuff in there, and I've kept that card. It was very lovely of them. And then I had another card here from someone saying that they were sorry for the loss, and so that's what I did to kind of honour that. And you know, every year when Melbourne Cup Day and the date rolls around to where I miscarried this baby, as well as the 22nd, I think it is, of November, where I had to destroy all my frozen embryos. I take those 2 days to honour the babies of mine that have died before being born, and I have my own little spiritual ceremony and stuff that I go through to honour that and to grieve it, and just to remember those babies. And that's my way of coping with that loss and getting through it all. And so yes, I do stuff to deal with it, and to grieve it, and you know, to acknowledge that pain, which is, I guess, what it's all about. So I thought I would share that because it came up in a conversation, and yeah, just thank you all for your support, you know, during that time, and for those that reached out and, you know, shared their own stories even. Thank you so much. And to you, to those of you, sorry, who have experienced the same thing and the same losses, I'm so sorry for your pain, and thank you for sharing with me, making me feel less alone. And I hope that my video about it made you feel less alone as well. And yeah, I'm just so sorry for the pain that you've been through. Guys, thanks for watching. It's been a long day. I'm gonna go. Take care, and see you all in the next video. Bye.